Jones and Keefe here on WEEI. That was Gary Washburn. We'll get to the Celtics and their pursuit of Damian Lillard in just a moment. If you missed any of our tiers on a Tier Tuesday, we tiered off all the teams in Major League Baseball at the All-Star break. It's available now at Jones and Keefe on Twitter and Instagram. You can follow us there. Go seek that out. Good work by Terp, putting that together and turning it around quickly. We'll also talk to Tom E. Curran of NBC Sports Boston on a Tom E. Tuesday at high noon. As for Gary Washburn and his information that Jayson Tatum is very involved in the pursuit of Damian Lillard. I mean, Lillard's still out there. He's still available. Still hasn't signed anywhere. The Celtics have been linked to him, it seems, pretty heavily. The fact that Tatum's pushing for it, does it make you feel any differently about their chase, their pursuit of Lillard?
Well, I mean, not really, because I think there is, of course, a possibility. I don't think Lillard, almost similar to the Steph Diggs conversation, I don't think Lillard's going to have a million teams lined up for him. You know, the Milwaukee Bucks just traded for him and had him on the team and played a couple years, didn't really work out, and then they decided to go stretch provision, get rid of him, and then use some of that money on Miles Turner. So they're a contender. They're keeping Giannis, and they even decided, no, we don't want Lillard. So I don't think a million teams are going to be interested in Lillard. Apparently, he and Tatum are friends. They were on, the 2020 Olympic team together. Right. All NBA star players are friends, by the way. So.
But by the way, it was the 2020 Olympics, you're right, which I think they played in 2021.
Well, right.
But
what happened?
Well, they knew each other that whole time, and then 2 years ago, Lillard was scoffing at the idea of coming to Boston.
Yeah.
Now him and Tatum are best buds, and he's recruiting Damian Lillard all of a sudden?
Lillard also thought he probably had a bigger market. Lillard also wanted to go to Miami.
So I think it's 100% that.
Yeah.
I think, Lillard used to be in demand. Now he's not, and he's going to go wherever he can go.
Boston. But then Tatum's here. And one of the things we always want star players from all the teams, we were just giving Bregman and Crochet credit for recruiting Joe Ryan.
Yep.
So if Tatum wants to recruit Damian Lillard, great. It doesn't mean Brad Stevens is going to make that move. It doesn't mean that Chisholm's going to say, yeah, let's pay for another player to rehab for a year.
If Jayson Tatum's going to recruit somebody to come to Boston, I know he's not on the floor until next year. Could he recruit somebody who's going to play?
He's like, I'm not playing.
That would annoy me if I were Jaylen Brown, who also, I don't know if you saw any of his comments to Kyrie, right? Is that where it was?
I know. Jaylen Brown makes it difficult to like him.
But if I were Jaylen, I'd be a little annoyed with Tatum. It's like, are you just building the team for next year?
I got a guy for next year.
You're not even worried about this year's team? That would annoy me if I was Jaylen Brown.
Yeah.
That annoys me to a degree as a Celtics fan. All right, Jason, I get you're not on the floor. What, do you just not care? You don't care about this year's team? Could you recruit somebody who's going to suit up this year?
Any healthy players you like?
How about a big man on this?
I'll take a big.
Could you recruit a big for the front court this year?
Or another guard.
So, I get that he doesn't have a relationship with every single player in the league. This is a player he has a relationship with, but I've never liked the optics of them going after Lillard, and I like it even less now that I know Tatum's in the middle of it. It's like, I already know Bill Chisholm doesn't care about this team this year. Does Tatum? It doesn't seem like it.
No, that's frustrating. It does, because it's very much a punt for next year where you say the Eastern Conference is pretty wide open. Why can't you play?
That's what I think.
Why can't you be as competitive as possible? And, if Lillard was healthy, I'd be like, you know what? I know they're already pretty small, but I'll take them. I'll take Lillard and figure it out with all the guys that you have. And you're going to play small ball, but you're going to be able to shoot like crazy, and it'd be fun. It'd be entertaining as hell. But, he's got to rehab for a whole year? Then he comes back? No, I don't think so. It doesn't make a lot of sense. And plus, you desperately need bigs.
Let me give you an example. Is Tatum recruiting Horford as hard as he's recruiting Lillard? He might be. I haven't seen any reports that he's not reaching out to Al Horford.
Yeah.
But is Tatum talking to Horford? He still hasn't signed.
But that one to me is different because Horford doesn't need to be recruited on Boston. He already knows Boston. But
don't you think if Tatum leaned on him a little bit, that would carry some weight?
But if I'm Horford, I'm like, I got 1 year left, Jason, and you're not even playing.
But Tatum could still recruit him. It could still be, hey, man, I might come back late in the year and team up with you guys next year.
I guess there's that. Brad hasn't ruled that out.
He hasn't.
They should.
Indiana officially ruled out Halliburton. Tatum has not been ruled out.
Strange.
So, look, I don't think Horford's coming back.
Me neither.
Brad Stevens said in the press conference it's unlikely he'll be back, but more Eastern Conference teams are in the mix. Horford would rather go to the Bucks than you?
2 Eastern Conference teams.
Who was the other one? Atlanta? I think it was the Bucks in Atlanta off the top of my head.
No.
Those teams now? He's going to go to those teams over.
He's probably going to have his jersey retired in Atlanta.
Oh, actually, you're
he's
right.
a Hawks legend.
So, good point. His backstory with Atlanta, or his history
maybe he goes
with Atlanta.
back to Atlanta and ends his career there. I don't know. My guess would still be one of those Western Conference teams. I could see him on the Warriors for sure. But
okay, but he hasn't. But he still hasn't signed there.
No, I know he hasn't.
And now again, the report from Mark Spears. I'm just pulling.
I don't think his market was quite as robust. And if it was, it's like they don't want to offer him much money.
Lakers, Milwaukee, Atlanta are all in the mix. So you're right. Stupid me. I didn't even think about Horford starting his career in Atlanta and going back there. That one makes more sense. Milwaukee, like Tatum should leave, and maybe he is. I'm not saying he's not, but I'd feel better about Tatum recruiting Horford, a guy who's going to play this year, than recruiting Damian Lillard to build a team for next year, where it feels like everybody's just all locked in on next season and doesn't care about the upcoming season.
Do you think Brad Stevens, based on all the moves that he has made, and also the restrictions that he's under right now, do you think he would sign Damian Lillard? I kind of don't think so.
I mean, they're linked to him. Where do you think that's coming from?
Oh, I think it helps everybody. I brought this up before. I think it helps the Celtics.
You think it's just for PR purposes?
Yeah, be like, all right, hey guys, we're not just dumping everybody. We're actually even interested in this guy who's going to be a Hall of Famer, and everybody knows who Damian Lillard is. He's one of the 10 most popular players in the NBA. We're interested. See, we're still involved, even though our starting big court or front court right now is Xavier Tillman and Neemias Queta.
I can meet you there. You think it's just for PR purposes?
I think it helps both sides. I think the Lillard could be like, see, I'm not damaged goods. Teams do want me, and the Celtics can be like, we're still in the market of adding players. I think it's a win-win. I don't think it ended up happening though.
Okay, look, I'm against it, and I was already against it. I like it even less now that I know Tatum is full court press on Damian Lillard, and Tatum's already 1 foot out the door on this season, worried about building his team for when he returns, and not worried about this year's team. That's annoying to me. The whole thing, the whole pursuit of Lillard is annoying to me, and I didn't like this. And maybe Tatum is recruiting Horford. Maybe he's blowing up his phone, just like he's doing the same with Lillard. I'd feel better about those reports than this